He's gorgeous. And he's Irish. Oh, that helps.
That was my sweetheart there.
How was he going?
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. A lot more than he did. Man's a bad loser. Accused me of cheating at darts now. I did stand him a double whiskey, but he didn't have to go and drink it, did he?
Fast work on that one. I hope Chrissy knows what she's doing.
Look, he'll be off and away in a few days and everything will be back to normal.
There's 100. I'll pay you the rest.
Till tomorrow, then.
Hey, since when has Schultz been an Irish name, eh?
Since I took to the Liffey waters, so has she.
Hey, you don't have to do that. Enjoy yourself.
No, I'm right, thanks.
Connor likes to keep busy. Used to help out in his granddad's pub in Enniskillen.
Yeah, until the party's firebonded.
We're in Australia now. We can put all that behind us, eh?
Great music. Where did Chris find?
Ask me. They're at the Overseas Irish Club next week. You should come.
Yeah, I'm not a member.
Well, that's easy fixed.
You lot are a bit too political for me. Thanks all the same.
Are you sure?
It is as it is, sweetheart.
Listen up, everybody! Drinks around the house! You're all invited to a wedding! Ours!
Wish you'd taken up my dad's offer of sponsorship all those years ago.
I didn't have the wit to see what I'd been missing.
I'm so glad you tracked me down.
So am I. It's too bloody lonely without kith or kin to turn to.
Connor seems to be settling in all right.
Yeah, it's been hard from these past few years. Bridget gone like that. Hard enough to lose your mother, but watch her bleed to death and everyone too scared to come help.
Do you think he's okay about us getting married?
He will be. It'll be easier if it's kept small, though.
I don't expect a big bash.
I'm marrying you, not them. A quiet wedding. The sooner, the better. I love you, Chrissy.
Makes me want to cry to hear you say that.
Oh, thanks.
I love you so much. My heart aches. So much lost time.
We're together now. Nothing will prize us apart. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take that lovely Thunderbird of yours and head off round Australia.
Oh, yeah, the pub will run itself.
Sell it. I got a manager in for 6 months. I've been without you for 20 years. I'd like it to myself for a wee while.
Connor starts school tomorrow.
He's almost a grown man. We could take him with us. By his age, I'd learned everything I needed to know. And so had you, as I recall.
The man's been in town less than a fortnight. They're talking marriage.
These things happen.
And the way Chris tells it, Sean was her first great love.
Chrissy met him when she was 16. Not a peep out of him until now when he turns up out of the blue, all mouth, trousers, looking for an easy meal ticket.
We don't know that.
And Chris is probably old enough to make her own choices, don't you think, Dominic?
Chrissy in love hasn't got the sense God gave sheep. That bastard's going to rob her blind and break her heart.
Yeah, well, if he does, he won't leave town in one piece, that's
Cooper,
for sure.
Look, what are you going to do about it?
No crime has been committed. There is nothing we can do.
Tom O'Malley's a con artist. I can smell it.
This is really not a police matter.
Not yet. I thought you lot were into crime prevention.
We can make a few discreet inquiries. Now, that's all we can do.
Well, you'd better do it fast. I don't think Chrissy's planning on a long engagement.
Hi, Mrs. DeMere. What can we do for you?
I come to report an assault and robbery.
Oh, Mum. I told you I could handle it.
No, we don't have to put up with this sort of thing here.
Were you the victim of the assault?
Do I look like a victim?
What happened exactly?
Look, honestly, I can fight my own battles.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, tell them, Dennis.
Dennis, you in trouble?
Look, it's no big deal. These two boys from school, they snatched my headscarf and ran off with it. I can fix them.
That's the assault and robbery, theft of a headscarf.
My daughter, she chooses to wear the ear-sharp.
Look, we are Aussies now. We should act like Aussies.
Dad, it's my choice, all right? I know I'm an Aussie, but I'm a Muslim first. You a Christian?
No, you are though, Adam, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, if you wanted to wear a cross to work, it's okay?
Well, I wouldn't, but yeah.
Well, it's the same thing. The eshab, the headscarf, tells the skips where I'm coming from.
Fair enough.
So, do you know who these boys were?
Yeah, but I'm not dubbing. No way.
Well, there's nothing on Sean O'Malley from Criminal Records.
It's not surprising, I suppose. He's going to be in the country 6 months or so.
Right, so you can tell Dominic we checked?
He'll want to know whether we called Interpol.
Yes, international master criminal comes to Mount Thomas, marries local publican. I can hear the boys laughing from here.
Yeah, well, let's hope he is on the up and up. I'd hate to see Chris get hurt. Everything okay?
Turns out the assault was a couple of school kids trying to steal a headscarf.
Well, seems to be a week for major crime.
That's this hijab thing, the scarf. I mean, the girl says she wears it because she's a Muslim, but I got the idea there was more to it than just the teasing.
Well, why don't you drop over to the school, show the flag, and see if you can get an idea who might be hassling her?
No, I wouldn't say there was any serious racial tension in the school. Why?
That Turkish girl, Denise, how did she get on with the other kids?
Oh, pretty well. Caused a bit of a stir when she first started wearing the hijab and observing prayer times, but we've coped.
And she's the only Muslim you've got?
As far as I know.
What about the other minority groups?
Not that I've noticed.
I'm sorry, mate.
Break it up! O'Malley, get to the sick bay. Get that eye attended to. Ingram, principal's office now.
He started. He's mentally.
You heard me, principal's office now.
I'll get you, Paddy. I'll mean it.
Yeah, that's right, man. And the police aren't around to protect you.
You're mine, Paddy.
That's enough, Ingram. Off you go.
See you, Paddy.
Took a bit of a handful, young Irish.
Oh, have you told Father Hegarty yet? He'll be rapt. He'll get to meet every Mick within 100k.
We thought we'd just have a quiet little affair.
Oh, Sean, the town would never forgive you. Bigger than Ben-Hur, or your life won't be worth living.
Jeannie's already started making the cake. I've told her to make enough to send back to Sean's family.
Oh, will any of them be coming out for the wedding?
I hadn't thought of that.
Sure, where would they get that sort of money?
Look, once again, congratulations. I've got to get going.
Look, a girl doesn't get married every day. Maybe we could help out, you know. Connor, what happened?
I'm ready.
Hope the our guy's on his way to hospital.
Thought he was a hard man, he did.
His mistake.
Listen to the two of you. Why don't you go and change your shirt and I'll get some ice for your eye?
She sounds just like your mother.
No, she doesn't. And she's not. And she never will be.
Boy, you come back here.
Leave him alone, it's all right.
I'll not have him talk to you like that.
Look, he's just upset. He doesn't want a new mother.
Chrissy, you seem to be so understanding.
How old was he when she died?
Just on 10. She took Connor to his uncle's funeral. Next thing, there's gunfire and Bridget went down.
It must be awful to live like that. I can't imagine it.
We all hoped the peace would hold this time, but it hasn't. That's when I decided it was time to get out. Make a fresh start.
And I'm so very glad you did.
Hey, I've just had a call back from immigration.
Oh, boss, you're not still on about that, are you? I mean, you're like Digger with a new bone.
Thank you very much. The only Sean O'Malley they've got a record of is an American marine biologist doing research in towns.
Oh, well, maybe our Sean's got hidden depths, eh?
So what's going on? Who the hell is he?
Who he says he is. Chris knew who he was before he opened his mouth.
Then why is there no record of him entering the country?
Well, there's probably a perfectly simple explanation.
Like what?
I don't know. Go ask him.
You're early.
Just wanted a word.
Sounds serious.
I hope not. Chris, how well do you know Sean?
Well enough to know I want to spend the rest of my life with him. Why?
And I mean, what does he do? How does he make his living?
Look, he's managed pubs, he's done long-distance haulage. Why all the questions?
There. Paid him full, you Irish bastard.
That wouldn't be bad sportsmanship, I'm hearing, would it, Ed?
I don't need cheats talking to me about sportsmanship. Next time I'm going to make sure.
You make sure what?
You got a problem there, Ed?
No problem, Sergeant Croydon. Just settling a debt.
What was that all about?
He's a bad loser. Why all the questions?
Well, Sean turns up out of nowhere. Next thing you're getting married. It's all a bit
Bloody Dominic, he's already been in my ear. Thinks Sean's after my money, for God's sake.
We just don't want you to get hurt.
Well, then leave my business to me.
There's a bit more to it than that.
Like what exactly?
Seems to be no record of your having entered Australia, Mr. O'Malley. Can you explain that?
Well, I'm certainly here. Unless I'm a figment of my own imagination.
What was your port of entry?
Oh, come on, Tom, this is ridiculous.
Man's only doing his job. Sydney. 3 flights came in at once. Remember, Connor? Place was a madhouse.
See, someone's just mislaid the paperwork, that's all.
I'll tell you what. I left my passport in Sydney. I'll send for it today. As soon as it arrives, I'll bring it to the station. All right?
Satisfied?
Yes. Yeah, well, just remember, Mr. O'Malley, that marriage to an Australian citizen no longer automatically guarantees residency. Right?
Tell you what, if we were back home, the police would never get away with talking to you like that. You've gone soft.
Tom, the very man. You were going to make some inquiries about O'Malley.
Nothing useful as yet.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. I had a word with some of my contacts.
I told you to leave this to us.
Well, they got right onto it, and I'll keep you posted. But he's a wrong 'un, no doubt about it.
I've got to go out for a while. Can I borrow the car?
Yeah. What's mine is yours, or it soon will be.
I love you, Chrissy Riley. And the fact that Jonah Pub has got absolutely nothing to do with it.
What? Oh, Sean, you know this visa business, there's nothing I should know, is there?
Like what?
Well, you know, if there's a problem, we can sort it out.
Like I told your friend from the place. I'll send for it today. Now leave it be.
There's no need to be like that.
And another thing, this grand wedding you and your friends are planning, we agreed to keep it simple. It's turning into a 3-ring circus.
Well, I don't want my wedding to be a hole-in-the-corner affair.
And it doesn't matter what I want then.
Well, I just want to show you off.
And I don't want to be shown. We either do it simple or not at all. And there's an end to it. My old gran told me never walk out on a woman in a temper. We'll talk about the wedding when I get back, all right?
See? All within 2 kilometres of the station. I reckon it's someone up from Melbourne.
There you go. And could be paying for their weekend away with a bit of theft.
Now, is this the great garden home heist?
There's been 7 so far.
Undercover job for you, Cooper.
Yeah, plus potted plants and garden tools.
Haven't we got anything better to do with our time?
Yes, we do. Nadopi, can you do the running sheets, please? Snow White, clean out the stationery cupboard. Sneezy, can you get Grumpy a cup of tea?
There you go, mate.
Oh, you're out and about early?
It's Sean. He didn't come home last night and he's still missing this morning. He hasn't taken an overnight bag. He's in my car and he would have let me know where he is.
All right, now, you said you had a row, OK? Now, what was it about?
Oh, there was nothing important, just other people minding my business instead of theirs. And everything was fine when he left.
Then he'll probably turn up with a bunch of flowers and a hangover.
He doesn't get hangovers. None of the other pubs in town have seen him.
There's always St David's or Melbourne or God knows
He doesn't
where.
know anybody.
Look, Sean is the sort of bloke who will always be able to find someone to drink with.
Maybe, but he would have let me know. And anyway, he wouldn't have done that to Connor. The poor kid's so upset he couldn't even eat breakfast.
I'm sure there's nothing to be concerned about.
I know him. I just know that there is something wrong. Would you please help me find him?
It was early days. He's probably back at the pub by now wondering where you are.
Jeez, I'll murder the bastard.
Mount Thomas Police, Senior Constable Schultz speaking. Hello, Mrs. Demir, how are you? No, don't let him touch anything. We'll be right down.
Look, Mags, we'll give it another 24 hours. He'll be back.
All right, now we've got a legitimate reason for finding out more about him. If he is a wrong, and better that Chris finds out now.
She won't thank you for it.
Yeah, go and talk to the boy, Connor. He may know if there are friends in Sydney Sean could have contacted. And ask around, see if he owes money. You know the sort of thing.
It's a waste of time.
And Chris's car is pretty distinctive. Someone's sure to have seen
Leave
it.
it to him. No, it's not a theft at this stage.
Not yet.
Come. Look what they have done.
There is more damage inside. Come, see.
Watch out for the King Henry there, mate.
We come this country to get away from this kind of thing.
Don't worry, Mrs. Demir. We'll find out who's responsible for this.
Please. Now you have seen. I can clean that away and maybe the window.
Dennis, she went early to school. She's not seen that.
And a tick. Adam, can you get the camera from the car, take photos of everything, then take a sample of that stuff for analysis? And while you're at it, mate, you might as well take a sample of the prison on the doorstep. That's a good man.
So, Connor, you got no idea where your dad might have gone?
He's probably off drinking with his new Aussie mates, I expect.
Does he do that often?
Or take off or drink.
Either.
He's what we call a travelling man. He'll go and drink with anyone, even the police.
So you're not worried that he didn't come home last night?
Watch it, Ingram.
It's not funny, bozo.
Well, he's got no sense of humour.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's okay, officer. It's just someone's idea of a joke.
It's quite a shiner you got there, old mate. Been knocked around, eh?
No one knocks me around. Not since I was old enough to look after myself. Now you done, I've got a class to go to.
Yeah, if you think of anything, you'll let us know, won't you? All right, on your way. Dominic, when did you last see Sean O'Malley, mate?
St Patrick's Day at the pub. What's all this about?
Well, he's gone missing. Do you know why?
Well, passed a shot through, has he? Good riddance.
Well, you were pretty fired up about him yesterday, weren't you?
I was worried about Chrissy. At least now she knows what a ratbag the bloke is.
Dominic, she's very upset about the whole thing.
She'll get over it.
See, the question is, mate, did he fall? Was he pushed?
What the hell's that mean?
What it means is, did you persuade him to leave town?
No.
Threatening behaviour's a chargeable offence, you know that, don't you?
I didn't threaten him. Maybe I would have, but it looks like somebody saved me
So
the
you
trouble.
got no idea where he's gone?
No, I just hope he stays there for Chrissy's sake.
He's just shot through. Why hasn't he taken his son with him?
Maybe he's gone chasing a bit of skirt and thought the boy had cramped his style. Chrissy's well rid of him.
Well, I think he's hiding something. Just don't know what.
He talks big, but I can't actually see Dominic threatening Sean.
Well, from the look of O'Malley, he can handle himself in a fight. He's definitely a hard man.
And maybe Dominic gave Sean money to leave town. There's nothing illegal in that, and his conscience would be clear.
Except Chris would skin him alive if she found out.
Right, so we have to assume that Sean really has gone missing.
Given that he still hasn't turned up yet, yeah.
And Chris is Thunderbird, which means it's stolen, which means we've got to list it.
Chris is going to love that.
She wants to find this bloke or not, boss, I think.
Well, it might be worth checking with the Overseas Irish Club at St David's. He might have felt lonely for his own. Oh, and check those musos at the pub the other night. They were Irish.
Oh. Yeah, there could be a political connection.
What do you mean?
No, I don't know. Maybe IRA.
Oh, God, that's a bit far-fetched, isn't it?
The guy's Irish. He's been in the country 6 months. I mean, we don't know anything about him.
PJ, my background is Irish too.
So is mine.
And that only prejudiced Dominic in his favour. I mean, that whole family is Irish nationalists to the
You
fingertips.
can like the man's politics, but loathe the man himself, you know.
Oh, all right, check it out. You still got contact with the funnies?
Yeah, there's a couple of people I can talk to there.
All right, do it. I'll have a chat to Chris, see if she can give us some more background to go on.
He just doesn't talk about politics. Just that when the peace talks failed, he decided it was time to get out. His family comes from around Enniskillen, had to cross the border almost every day. There were, gun towers, barbed wire, the lot. Must be dreadful to live like that.
Yeah, we're very lucky.
And that's when he decided to come out here, and then you start hassling him about his entry visa. If you've driven him away, I'll never forgive you. Have you seen him?
No, the car's been sighted in the cemetery, but there's no sign of Sean.
All right, let's get over there.
I'm coming.
No, we'll let you know.
I am coming.
Chris, the boy will be home from school soon. He'll need you here. We'll be in touch.
Nothing.
No blood, no sign of a struggle.
All right, we better search the area.
Why on earth would he come out here?
Well, it's a nice, quiet place to meet someone.
Generations of Mount Thomas teenagers that agree with you there.
It's a strange place to come courting. Graveyards give me the creeps.
Oh, I don't know. Sex and death. One feeds off the other.
Remind you of that, Doyle, next time we're in a life-threatening situation.
Here we go. Over here.
Chris.
I'm really very sorry. What else can I say?
If you hadn't have come hassling him about his visa, he'd still be alive. We'd have worked it out. I would have gone back to Ireland with him if need be. I will never forgive you for this. Never.
Tom?
Stan? You remember Chris Riley?
The deceased was your fiancée, I believe. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you some questions.
Come on, Stan, can't this wait?
There's something I've got to do first.
But something more important.
Yes, I have to tell Connor his father is dead. I've got to talk to you. I'm afraid I've got some very bad news. They found your dad and he's dead, Connor. I'm so very sorry.
Who did?
He was shot. He was murdered.
If he hadn't left Ireland, this wouldn't have happened.
But he wanted a better life for you. He wanted a safe place for you to grow up in.
No place is safe.
Oh, Connor, life doesn't have to be like that.
Doesn't it?
Look, you don't have to worry. I'll look after you. You can stay here. We can still do what you don't want.
Guy's an Irish national. Sent his
Prince off for cross-checking.
Yes.
You think it's political?
Well, that's one line of inquiry. From the murder scene, it had the look of an execution.
Single shot to the back of the head's more usual for the IRA.
Bloke's just as dead.
Any sign of the weapon?
No, not as yet, but if it was a professional hit, we'll probably never find it.
Tell them to keep on looking. All right, now. Let's go have that chat with Chris Riley. Imagine he would have arrived with a suitcase.
It's up there.
Untrusting sort of a bloke. Any idea where the key is?
I would think he'd have it on him.
I'll just have to improvise, won't we? What have we got here? Bridget O'Malley died today before the eyes of her young son. Her husband, Sean, has sworn that her death will not be in vain. The British must learn that for every death they cause, 10 of them will die. Sounds like a real charmer. Did you talk much about politics?
No. He left Ireland to get away from all of that.
Don't take it from me, you never get away from it all. Personal papers, wedding photos. Bridget and Sean O'Malley. It's an Irish national doing with Australian passports. John Mallison and Colin Mallison.
What's our passport shouting off?
Well, do you have any idea how your father came to be in possession of Australian passports for the both of you?
You applied to immigrate?
It doesn't work like that. This suggests that your father was involved with the IRA.
Well, if it's in the papers, then it must be true then.
Do you know if he made contact with any Irish activists in Sydney?
Why would we tell him if he had?
Sean said he came here to get away from all of that.
You ought to bring it with him. Wouldn't be the first time the IRA has sent one of their own abroad to set up a bolt hole for them. Look, did your father say anything to you about anything before he left? Come on, son, if you know anything at all, you have to tell us.
He said there was someone he had to talk to.
And who was that?
He said they had some business to discuss. Dominic. Dominic Riley.
The boy must have got it wrong. Why would I want to meet with O'Malley?
I don't know, maybe to talk him out of marrying Chris.
Well, down the track, maybe. When I had something to go on. We both know what sort of a ratbag the bloke was.
Where were you between 6 and 8 last night?
I'm away to St David's.
On your own?
Yes.
And so there's no one can vouch for you?
40 people at the Overseas Irish Club.
Yeah, once you got there, but what time was that?
A bit before 8.
You're very fond of your cousin, I understand.
Chrissy's family, I'm very fond of her.
Fond enough to go to any lengths to protect her?
I wouldn't commit murder for her.
I think we might be prepared to consider manslaughter when we detect him. Heat of the moment, violent argument.
But
you just have to tell us what really happened.
But I had nothing to do with it.
And who did, mate?
I made some inquiries about him. There was something not right. The people I spoke to said they'd take care of it.
So how?
No, I just thought we'll have a word with him, warn him off.
Yeah, well, they certainly did that. Permanently.
I never meant for this to happen.
Oh, it makes no difference at all, mate. Conspiracy to murder carries a sentence of 10 years.
Yeah, but I didn't.
You sleep with dogs, you get up with fleas. Now, who did you talk to?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, Dominic, we need your help.
Honest. Look, I just rang a Melbourne number.
You got it with you?
And what do they want? Come on, Dominic, what do these people want in return? You get nothing for nothing from these blokes, Dominic, so what do they want? Senior Constable Schultz has entered the interview room.
He's placing on table a sawn-off .22 rifle found in a vehicle belonging to Dominic Riley.
That is just absurd. Dominic couldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah, well, Chris Lazarus charged him and taken him to Melbourne.
Well, has he admitted it?
Look, this is police business, Chris.
Look, Dominic is my cousin and he's my fiancé. He's supposed to have murdered. That makes it my business. Has he admitted it?
No.
Well, then he didn't do it. Dominic can't lie. The brothers told him he'd go to hell and he'd have to lick up burning pools of brimstone or something ridiculous. He just can't lie.
And they wonder why church attendances are down.
I mean, you've known Dominic all your life. Do you seriously think he's capable of murdering
do
someone?
things in the heat of the moment, Chris.
Come on, Tom. I know he thought I was being a bloody fool, but that is hardly a motive for murder.
Chris, a sawn-off rifle was found in his car. Now, they think a sawn-off was used in the murder. I'm sorry.
No. Dominic is not a complete idiot. Do you really think he'd leave the murder weapon in the boot of the car for you to find?
So you think it was planted? Yep, I heard.
Well, I don't know. You work it out. You're the detective.
Mount Thomas Station, can you attend to this?
You saw Sean being threatened by Ed Ingram in the pub. Have you spoken to him?
No, not yet, but PJ will be doing so today.
Look, all I'm asking is that you keep on looking. I want Sean's murderer found, and I know it is not Dominic.
She was caught in the act. She'd set fire to some paper in that bin. By the time I got here, the flags were burning. We're lucky there wasn't more damage.
You gonna tell me what happened?
This is criminal damage, young woman. You're facing suspension, you know.
I didn't do it.
Then who did?
Has this got anything to do with that business with your headscarf and the vandalism at the shop?
I told you. I'm not a dobber.
Boss, the Australian passport was courtesy of the Royal Ulster Constabulary.
Payment for services rendered, huh?
Witness protection program.
Didn't do him a lot of good.
No. Done some checking on O'Malley. It was IRA, more precisely former IRA.
I think that's a bit of a contradiction in terms, isn't it?
Yeah, you did right. A bit like retiring for the KGB.
What else?
No, I've done some checking on the Irish musos and Ed Ingram. Airtight alibis all in the clear.
So where now?
I don't know. Find out who tipped off the hitman.
Silly bloody Dominic with "I've had a word in the right quarter."
Yeah, but I can't see Dominic organising a hit on Sean, can you?
Neither can I. Any more than I can see him pulling the triggers. Just a bit too cold-blooded.
So why did Connor say his old man had a meeting with Dominic?
You can't be serious. The boy, he's devastated. Yeah, he's not sleeping. He hasn't eaten. He hasn't had a decent meal since his father disappeared.
Look, I know, Chris, but is that grief or guilt?
I can't believe you are seriously suggesting that Connor killed his own father.
Chris, Sean was an active member of the IRA. Now, we believe they also recruited Connor.
But he's only 16.
16-year-olds are quite capable of murder, Chrissy. Ask the Lebanese or the Israelis. OK? Now, they make the best soldiers, they follow orders, and they don't ask questions.
I don't believe you.
The alternative is a professional hitman. Now, we believe that Sean was too clever to be lured to that cemetery by someone he didn't know.
think they should ban all religion in Ireland. Oh, really? Unfortunately, it's not that simple. Hello.
Hello. Come on, through here, thanks. In the interview room as quick as you can.
This is your school vandal. What did she do?
She set fire to the honour board.
Yes, well, I can't see it myself, but she won't tell us what happened, and her mum thought it might be an idea to bring it down to the
You
station.
know, it could be a bit of payback. Some of the boys at school have been giving her a rough time.
Yeah, which ones?
We've had trouble with one of them before. Bozo, they call him.
That's Ed Ingram's boy, isn't it?
Yep, sure is. Actually, did you know that PJ's been having a chat with Ed about Sean's murder? Apparently they had a bit of an argument about a gambling deal.
Really?
Hey, I went to school with Bozo's older brother. He's a real creep. Works at the abattoirs and absolutely loves it.
Abattoirs.
The blood at the Demirs.
Yeah. Now, Dennis, we think we know who's been giving you a hard time, but we need you to tell us what happened.
Tell them, Dennis. What the teacher says, he will stop you from going to the school.
Well, then I can study the Quran at home. I don't need their schools.
It's the Ingham boy, isn't it? The one they call Bozo. Bozo and his mates.
Oh, Mum, please. Please just don't get upset.
Look, we come here to give you good life. A chance to study. Maybe becoming a teacher. Not have to work so hard like us. Please, Dennis, tell them what they want to know.
Slag's double sin, hasn't she?
Dennis is under suspension because she refuses to tell us what happened. But you know, don't you?
It was an accident. Shut up.
You shut up if you want to kick your teeth. Go on.
Denise, she brought in a book. Wanted me to read it.
It seems that Dennis and Noddy were sweeting each other. Then Dennis found her religion and she called the whole thing off.
Well, let me tell you, when I was that age, I wanted to be a nun for about 5 minutes.
Oh, good on you, Sister Patrell.
You just watch it. So, what about the fire?
Well, Dennis wanted to do a bit for religious tolerance, so she bought in a book for Noddy to read on Islam. Bozo took a lighter to it. Noddy panicked, dropped the book in the bin.
Which set fire to the flags, and that set fire to the honour board, and there you go.
No, but the best bit is Bozo's excuse is that his great-granddad died at Gallipoli.
Old hatreds are like family heirlooms. When are people going to realise that enough is enough?
Why have you come here?
Because this is where your father died, and I loved him so much, and I haven't even seen his body. I need to say goodbye.
I don't like it here.
It won't take long. His Lordship. To Sean. May his murderer have neither sleep nor supper till justice is done. Not drinking.
I'm not used to it.
If you can fight like a man, you can drink like one. It's what your dad said the first time you helped yourself behind the bar.
You know, don't you? They phoned me. Told me what I had to do. I knew he was meeting Dominic at the back of the church. Santa's right behind it. It was easy. I just waited. Let's go look for some Irish gravestones there.
Oh, why didn't you come to us? You didn't have to go through with it, you know.
One of us had to keep the faith. And he'd betrayed us.
So you killed your father?
I almost didn't go through with it.
The hard man thought you could be trusted to take me out. You'd shoot your own father? How's that going to help the cause? Come on, boy. You don't really want to be doing this.
You know I've taken the oath. No choice.
I made a choice for both of us. I didn't leave Ireland because I wanted to. It was for you. So you'd never again have to pick up a gun in anger. You've not the guts for it.
Guts enough to kill a traitor.
I told them nothing they didn't already know.
You sold
I did
out.
what I thought was right. Because I loved you.
Shut up, Dad.
I lost your mother to the fight.
Shut up.
I couldn't bear the thought
Shut
of
up.
losing you
Stay
too.
back.
Connor, don't
Stay
do
back.
this. You'll never
No.
forgive yourself. So be it. It's your decision, Connor. But if you choose to shoot me, you'll have to shoot me in the back.
You say I had to. Had no choice.
I had to know. Once you planted that idea in my head, I just had to know. But you knew that, didn't you? Damn you, Con, you bastard! You had absolutely no right whatsoever!
Constable, for you. Please sit.
Cheers, thanks very much.
Dennis, what I tell you about drinking this terrible thing.
Mom,
And tell me everyone drinks it. It won't eat your dinner and it's bad for your skin. You have water instead.
Okay.
Now, finish your homework.
Your mum's a bit of a cow, isn't she?
Yeah, well, she's a mum. They're made like that. What's yours like?
Yeah, I guess she's like that too.
Do you guys want a Coke?
But what about the old girl?
Don't worry about it. Oh, Schultzy, you're not going to dob on me, are you?
Well, that all depends.
Uh-huh.
Do I get a Coke?
Typical.
How you going?
Oh, hang in there. Just, do you want to give me a hand passing those around?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
So, Dom, Lazar turned you loose then, eh?
Yeah, and he told me it's hard to believe his own son.
Well, it's fanaticism for you.
Chrissy, look, I didn't mean... I'm so sorry. I just didn't want to see you hurt.
We all love you, you know. Maybe we've got a funny way of showing it.
He used to say, it is as it is. And he'd given up holding grudges.
I swear when I asked him to meet me, I only offered him money to leave Mount Thomas. But he laughed at me. He said he'd been bought off before, but there wasn't enough money to ever leave Chrissy. If he'd have taken it, maybe he'd still be here.
The parting glass. May the road rise up to meet him. May the sun be always at his back. And may God keep him safe in the palm of his hand until we meet again. To Sean.